Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer from Roaring Table. This is All American Burger. So, don't know what an All American Burger is. I assume it's a cheeseburger, lettuce, who knows. But this is a West Coast, sorry, they don't even say West Coast, California style IPA. So, I guess I'm being inspired from probably San Diego. Stripped down malt, blah, blah, West Coast style. So, wait, they say California style, and then on the label say West Coast style. But anyway, nose of pine. Pine sap, resin, grapefruit, earthy berries, Chinook, Mosaic, Citra, Simcoe. Sounds about right. Comes in at 7.2. And so, when I actually used to work at Ellipsis, one of like the like hype style kind of breweries down here, smoothie sours and hazy IPAs. Like, why don't you have a West Coast style IPA or like a regular IPA? I'm like, listen, if you want to find one of those, go buy Sierra Nevada Torpedo. Hell, High Lie's pretty much in that range. Stone IPA. They're great shelf examples, which is one of the cool things about West Coast IPA. Like, it's distributed and it exists, versus hazy IPAs. Like, it's hard to find unless like they're not shelf stable compared to West Coast IPAs, right? So talk about this beer. They're producing West Coast style, which is always fun because I do miss great examples of that style. But then again, I don't buy that much, so it's my fault. Wow. So we talk about like clarity. This is crystal clear. I was talking about some of those lagers, which had like a little bit of chill haze. This is clear. I don't know what they did. I don't know if they have findings or I doubt they have filtration, probably filtration. I don't know. That is like literally like Bud Light clear, like so clear. Like I can see everything through it. Yeah. So the beer comes in a light to medium gold color, light gold. Let's go with that. Nice head. Yeah, this is tasty stuff. So, just like the hazy Tuba Solo, there are mosaic artists. Yeah, well, I guess Chinook too, but that's what I smell like the dirty in the dank. Their hazy IPA has it here. I have it. It's got a little bit of this kind of dirty and dank. It's that kind of mosaic character that I think some people don't like, but this one leans a little bit weedy, marijuana-ish. It has more clearness to it. The Tuba Solo had like more fruitiness underneath. Like, it's so hard because like it's hard not to look at a beer while you're smelling it, and so I'm getting both mosaic on both beers, and I'm trying to differentiate. Like, I get more, in a strange way, different sweetness. Maybe a little bit more malt, maybe, but it's like stripped down malt character. So, but I guess there we focused on like some amount of like light malts and some adjunct. Here, maybe there's just more of that kind of like oomph. So maybe it's pale ale malt, maybe it's pale malt, or maybe some like crystal is in there. It smells quite tasty though. I mean, it's like, get red berries as well, a little bit of raspberry. Dank, love it. Yeah. So it's a really a beautiful earthy tone that I enjoy. Sorry, just like the pills, they've done a great job at sort of attacking this kind of like saturated hop character, right? So I was getting that with the first beer that I had from them, and hell, I've been sipping on a beer for an hour per beer for a few hours, or sorry, for the whole night now. So I'm actually like crushing through their beers, which is great, and it's fun to do it all one day. I finally have a Sunday off. Like probably within like a year until Audrey was born, I didn't have a single Sunday off for years. So got one Sunday off, nice to enjoy the night, had the kid's birthday. Talk about this beer. It is so crisp. What are you talking about here? This is 7.2. I don't know what he does with the water. It is so freaking clean. This beer just like, you know what it's like? It's like the color of this, but I don't know if you've ever like had a like towel rack of this color and like just like wipe it clean and it just goes, right? Like there's something just so distinctly drinkable, Man, there's that. Oh, wow. The bitterness here, by the way, is not completely West Coast. There is definitely restrained bitterness here, which I will say is something that the West Coast breweries are doing. They're like modernizing their IPAs, pulling back the IBUs. So the bitterness here is actually honestly like, I find bitterness out of like Torpedo. This guy's like sitting at a medium-ish to medium minus kind of bitterness. Like there's really not much bitterness to it, but there's a really beautiful oomph of not only the saturated hop character, but there we go. Oh, what beer does that for me? Oh, so what I had in the pills was this like rounding kind of saturated hop character. This one like rushes right towards like, I don't know, like it's like not physical, but it's like mental, where it just like hits a part of the head like this. And it's geez, I'm trying to think of what brewery. I guess like probably Heady Topper does it too, but like there's a rush of like this kind of this extra hop content. And I guess the analogy would be like some of the just world-class beers I've had, at least in the IPA range, hazy IPA, where Treehouse does it, where it's like you get fruit and you smell it and taste it, and then it just like rushes you. Like it's this second dose, right? It's as if you, what's an analogy like? Oh, like you microwave something and it's like cool up front, and you're like, oh, okay, it's just warm or cool, and then you bite into it and it just like hits you because like the center of the dish was actually super hot. It's like malt lava. It's something like that where you sort of taste something and then like it's generally the beers can like set it like, let's say warm to hot, but then like this one has an extra hit where it just smacks you like whoa whoa whoa. It's like so hoppy that. What are we tasting here though? We're going with berries. I taste berries. I smell them on the nose. I'm getting this like blueberry, raspberries. It's kind of just like general kind of berry notes rocking in. I also get a nice kind of herbal tone that sits around. Excuse me. Along with marijuana is definitely there. A little bit soily character, nice bass tone. The fun thing about the beer is tons of complexity. I get the berry fruits. I get the pine. What else they go in this guy? Grapefruit, okay, it's not, but berries is the big one, like earthy berries, like it's tons of that is what I notice. Pine sap resin for sure, maybe some sweet grapefruit, like it might be the fruitiness, because I sometimes associate grapefruit with like the bitterness, the peel, but here it's got the bitterness of a grapefruit. And the fun thing is that it's actually probably around or less bitter than an actual grapefruit. Sorry, excuse me. Somewhere around there where it's like sweeter, yeah, for sure sweeter. Versus like, you know, sometimes I have this like, you know, grapefruit notes out of an IPA. It can be a little bit more bitter. So you got sweet notes in here. It has really wonderful sweet flavors with the grapefruit, the berries, the pine, and you know, their tasting notes to sort of balance it out. And then just an absolutely delicious West Coast IPA. There's again that rush that just sort of hits. It's like sappy, sweet, piney, and it's again the saturation. So they must have whirlpooled the hell out of this. There's just an extra oomph of hoppiness that just generally does not exist in beers or IPAs in general. And it's that like again, it's a saturated thing that he did it so well in the interview, and I had it in the pills, and this time in an IPA, it's like resonating. This is the exact beer that I want to exist more of. This for me gets a 99. This is such a gem. Like I think part of it's just like I miss this kind of beer so much, and all I review is like a bunch of hazies, all kinds of other stuff, and like they don't make beers like this. And the hazies, they're hit or miss. And wow. Until next time, guys. Cheers. Shocking.